my life I had to be patient. Like Meek Millie, I was dream chasing. Finger to the law when I see haters. Oh, the feeling when you tell your niggas we made it. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. It's showtime like Kareem Lakers. I make a masterpiece, seem basic. No Meek Millie, but I'm dream chasing. Took the shortcut like Anita Baker. I want the bright lights that you see in Vegas. I need a big house with like 3 basements. Drop an M on the whip, think I'm speed racing. Don't know if it's the Transformer or the Green Ranger. My nigga Mac got the beat banging. Young nigga selling crack as a teenager. Had fiends playing baseball out here free basing. Had me showing off the rings like a Freemason. My mama gone, but I keep pacing. Trying to keep it all together like I need braces. Family calling when they need favors. When I was broke, they was acting like complete strangers. All my life I had to be patient. Like Meek Millie, I was dream chasing. Finger to the law when I see haters. Oh, the feeling when you tell your niggas we made it. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. Rest in peace to...
Listen. Greatness is a word people throw around like it means nothing. But to us, it means everything. It's the standard, and it only belongs to those who rise above expectation. You can't buy that shit. Greatness lives somewhere colder, and that destination is far. That road is long, that road is lonely, and the cost is real. If it was easy, shit, everybody be great. So I'm asking you, do you want it? Do you need it? Will you do what others won't so you become what others can't? Will you sacrifice everything to stand with the greats? Then remember this, greatness is never given. And the pursuit, well, the pursuit is all we have.
What's good with the family, man? Y'all know the vibes, man. It's your boy CamJNetwork, man. Here, hot off the presses, man. Here with a roundup, man. Sorry but not sorry, boxing talk roundup right here of Xander Zayas versus Ennis, man. Which is we definitely gonna be going over a few things on this episode of Sorry But Not Sorry Boxing Talk, the roundup right here for Xander Zayas versus Ennis, man. Most definitely, man, for sure. I want to salute to the family, man, and definitely shout out the family and say I appreciate and I love all of y'all. You know what I'm saying? All of the support y'all been giving us, you know what I'm saying, over the last 2 years since we've been on YouTube, you know what I'm saying? I think it's almost 2 years now. And about to crack this 1K, you know what I'm saying, very shortly. So if you're listening to this right now and you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel, most definitely, man. We do a lot of great work over here on CamJNetwork, man, most definitely, man, for sure. Giving you the best boxing content much as possible. You know what I'm saying? Covering the whole entire landscape of the sport of boxing, you know what I'm saying? From every facet, you know what I'm saying? From the business, the actual fights, etc., man. So definitely, you know what I'm saying? You'll definitely love it, man. So definitely subscribe to the channel. If you're new to the channel listening to this, And make sure you definitely hit that like button, man. Hit that like button most definitely, man. Support the channel by hitting the like button. It's free. And you can support the channel through Cash App, $ CamJNetwork, if you're feeling what I'm talking about on this cook up right here, most definitely, man, for sure. But I want to salute to the family, man. I love y'all. Appreciate all the love and support that y'all been giving us over, you know what I'm saying, this past year for us, this year in 2026, you know what I'm saying? And I say over the recent weeks, man, on all of the shows that we've been doing, man, we've been staying very active and definitely putting in hella work, man, heavy, man. Y'all already know the vibes, man. These morning shows been movies every day, man, and I definitely enjoy coming on and just talking with the family, man, talking boxing and, you know, having fun with this shit, man, because at the end of the day, yeah, we get serious in, you know, certain debates, etc., you know what I'm saying, at times, but at the end of the day, all of this shit is fun at the end of the day, and the content is supposed to be fun. You know what I'm saying? You don't want the content to be, you know, feeling like it's a job to where, like, you don't want to do the content and shit. You know what I'm saying? There'd be some days when I'm live, when I'm planning to go live and I'll be wanting to go live at times, you know what I'm saying? At times we had some of them days, but in particular, like, you know what I'm saying, y'all drive me every day, you know what I'm saying, to come in and put this work in, man. And, you know, I definitely appreciate y'all, man, most definitely, man. So I definitely wanted to say that starting off on this video. And let's get it started. And I'm going to play a little clip real quick, and then we're going to get into this conversation for this video. All right, man. So, little, you know what I'm saying, a little commercial break, getting into this conversation right here. And first, what we're gonna do, I'm giving y'all a little bonus on this. I'm gonna react to Brian Norman Jr.'s interview that he has out right now. It's a new interview. Got a few things that I want to, you know, react to in this interview. It's about 16 minutes long. So we're gonna start off with this. Then after that, we're gonna go into Eddie Hearn's Ariel Helwani interview, and then we'll go into Eddie Hearn and Boost Ennis on $1 million worth of game after that. You know what I'm saying? And I, you know, we'll dibble into a little bit of Abdullah Mason content. We'll actually do the Abdullah Mason content before we react to Eddie Hearn and Boots, and we go from there. You know what I mean? So let me go and pull this thing up. I already actually have it together. Let me just share the screen. So let's share the screen. Let me widen that. And let's do it.
Loose Art for Ring Magazine. Always a pleasure to be joined with Brian Norman Jr. here on a nice, a nice afternoon and morning for yourself. But yeah, busy week for yourself. We'll get into it. But first things first, how's things? How are you?
Everything's all right, brother. I can't complain. Just living life, chilling with the family, doing what I do best. How about yourself?
Good to hear, mate. Yeah, I'm all good, thank you. All the better for speaking to you, and all the better for be talking about some great fights. Obviously, one this weekend that concerns yourself. Edwin De Los Santos rematches Jose Valenzuela. Headliner Super Boxing Show, Throwback Boxing Promotions. But yeah, looking forward to this weekend with De Los Santos back out.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it myself. Like I said, this is the rematch, so my boy Edwin finna do the thing once again.
Yeah, I guess obviously the first fight went his way, but important that you feel like, albeit still been a couple of years since that fight, that you still.
You got Edwin De Los Santos versus Rayo Valenzuela this Sunday, Zuffa Boxing, Zuffa 8 event, going on this Sunday, man, for those two guys. It's a decent little card, man, for sure, man. Definitely interested in watching this card. I got to make some picks for this card for Sunday for sure. I had the picks on the Saturday show so that we do. So definitely, man, Sunday, Edwin De Los Santos, Rayo Valenzuela, Zuffa Boxing, Paramount Plus, tap in.
Do you feel like Edwin's come on leaps and bounds then?
Yes, absolutely. And I believe this fight needs a whole lot more also because his opponent, Rayo, was also just a champion as well. So you already know that it gives you a big push, a big motivation, and an extra power behind you. Also, a big engine behind you saying, I'm the man pretty much. So this won't be the same Rayo that he fought last time. But let's see what Edwin got. I know he'll do his thing.
Yeah, just I guess more on De Los Santos. Like, do you think now, it can be turning the page where he's going to be in the big fights? Obviously, had the Shakur fight and was very unlucky against Keyshawn not to have that fight. And then since then, obviously, sort of had a change in team and whatnot. But yeah, do you feel like sort of a win on the weekend and it'll be a sign of big fights for Edwin?
Yes, absolutely. There's been a lot of guys that's trying to find their way out of it. And I love the fact that Rayo stepped up for the challenge. And it's been a while, like you said, since Edwin been in the ring. So this is it speaks on character also because it's been a while since he's been in and he goes against this guy right here. So it just speaks volumes on how great and how determined Edwin is.
Yeah. How's everything going in terms of throwback boxing? How's everything going on that side for yourself?
So everything's been good. Of course, I ain't complaining at all. And then we got the best fighter that fits the job description in Edwin. So, hey, I'm not complaining at all.
Yeah, brilliant stuff. Yeah, just more focus on yourself. Obviously, it's been about a month or so now since the comeback fight against.
Just to add context, Edwin's last fight was December 2025. So he fought this past December, and he got a first-round stoppage against this guy that was 12-7-1. So, I mean, of course, obviously the opponent wasn't great, but, he got the stoppage. And, before that, his last fight was Shakur, was, that was, stemming, a couple of years because that fight was in 2023. Then, of course, Rayo Valenzuela, his last fight was his debut on Zuffa, which was in February this year in 2026, which he won by unanimous decision against this guy Diego Nunes that was 22-1, which, it was a good fight. You know what I'm saying? It was a good fight. Rayo didn't look too good in this fight, honestly. He didn't, you know what I'm saying? Just me remembering this fight vividly. He didn't look too good in this fight to me. So, no, with Edwin, and Rayo, right now, if you look at the lines on FanDuel, it's even at -112 right now. So they have it dead even for both guys right now. So, man, we're going to get a great fight. Obviously, Edwin won the first fight by stoppage, you know what I mean? We don't know how this fight going to go. You know what I'm saying? Both of these guys has fought, plenty of fights since they fought each other. So we'll see how this thing goes Sunday, man. But I don't know who I want to pick for this fight right now, but definitely an intriguing fight. Brian Norman Jr., Edwin De Los Santos, he's part of Zuffa, but he is one of Brian Norman Jr.'s fighters under Brian Norman Jr.'s promotions as far as Throwback Promotions. That's the name of Brian Norman Jr.'s company right here.
Josh Wagner Arena in Norfolk. But yeah, just reflecting on that, was it good to be back in the ring, good to get a stoppage victory that comes with it?
Yes, absolutely. It was fun. It was in Norfolk, Virginia, where, Sweet Pea, that's what he was doing his thing back in the day. And, of course, I'm with Ronnie Shields now, so it's just a whole throwback moment pretty much. So, now I love the experience. I love the atmosphere. I love the fans. And once again, I love being back in the ring. And I'm ready to get back in right now as we speak.
Yeah. How did you find it mentality-wise, coming off of the first career defeat? How did you find that getting back in the ring? People always talk about, like, not demons, but sort of, a bit of a hangover or never too sure, like confidence-wise. How did you find it when coming back in the ring, sort of coming off of a defeat?
Really, I didn't have any problems with it. The only problem I had was the fact that it took so long to get back in. Yeah. So it was really just, okay, cool, off day. It was a bad night. Cool. All right, cool. Let's get right back into it. So really wasn't no deficits at all. I was just ready to get back into the ring.
That's a fact.
Yeah, and I guess more so.
Like I said, as far as I felt like Brian Norman Jr. handled the loss with Devin Haney very well. You know what I mean? Where he was like, "Yo, I took the loss. Yo, let's get back to work." You know what I mean? And he got back to work within this last fight on that card with Keyshawn Davis and Nair Albright, as far as that rematch fight, and handled business, man. Got the stoppage, early on in the fight, man. And salute to Brian Norman Jr.
So on that, when you reflect on that period from the Wagner fight to Haney, I know we spoke about it a little bit, but do you think there was a lot of learning from yourself? If you think about it, sort of pre-Haney, people are cornering you, people are bigging you up, and then after that, the phone's not going like it was before, and everything. Like, I know you could keep a small team anyway, and a strong team of people around you, but do you feel like you understand that and you learn a lot from that whole period in terms of like not necessarily who to trust, but I guess learning of yourself of a boxing career, of the ups and downs, I guess.
Yes, absolutely. But on the same token, I don't really rock with a lot of people anyway, like you said. Mm-hmm. So I really wasn't tripping on that. Like, I guess when you say people did turn their back, but the people that was around me never turned their back on me anyway. So I don't really care about them.
Yeah, bad question. Because, I mean, he ain't really like Brian Norman Jr. I mean, you want to say for us, like some of the fans that, that he gained in the process into the build up for, the Devin Haney fight, that he lost some of those fans. You can talk probably about them in particular, because it's definitely some of them if we want to talk about that in context for sure. But I mean, far as his inner circle and stuff, like he ain't really have nobody that really switched up on him anything. You know what I'm saying? Brian Norman Jr., far as I know, he has a solid, foundation behind him far as, his inner circle. You know what I mean? Especially, his pops, salute to Brian Norman Sr., still behind him heavy as he should and as he always will and would, you know what I'm saying? Of course, you know what I'm saying? Salute to Senior. And, he got a great solid foundation around him, man, as far as what he has. It's just for as the actual fighting aspect, he had to add that dynamic where I need to, get took to the next level, and he believes Ronnie Shields is the guy to be able to take him to that next level. So I'm real curious to see how they continue to grow together as far as Brian Norman Jr. and Ronnie Shields in particular, man. So real, interesting dynamic between those two. Ronnie Shields, he got a nice little staple behind him right now with, Jr. He have Errol Spence Jr. obviously coming up for July 25th, along with Jamal Charlo. And he has my guy Joshua Edwards, man, as well, man. The Rocket that just got a second round stoppage this past week, on the Golden Boy card with Oscar Collazo, you know what I mean? So salute to my guy Joshua Edwards, the Rocket, man, for sure, for his win this past weekend, for sure. So Ronnie Shields, he got a nice little staple down there, man, that he has right now, man. And Brian Norman Jr., man, we seeing him and Ronnie Shields continue to build on what they have going on, for sure.
Folks, they not here for me anyway. As long as I got my family, we eating, we straight, and I made it to another day being happy. So forget everybody else.
Yeah. Did you feel like you needed to come out strong, being like, look, I need to put my name back in people's mouths again. I need to put myself back in contention. Was that intention that you felt like you needed to make a statement out there?
I just feel like I need to go out and be myself, and then me being me is the statement. So as you see, I still did that, and looking for make another one in my next fight.
Yeah. First fight with Ronnie Shields as well. How did you find that training camp and a fight with him, all different sort of settings, but how did you find all that experience?
Very professional, very organized, and I loved it. Of course, Ronnie Shields, the Magic Man himself, got the great mindset behind it all, and he lets you go to work. He lets you be you. He lets you do whatever you want to do regarding, however you may fight. And then he cleaned up the little small things that need to get tightened up a little bit. So no, it was a great experience, and I can understand why he's a Hall of Fame coach.
Do you think you feel revitalized? Like you feel ready to go? Like is it like a Brian Norman 2.0, would you say?
I mean, I was still here to begin with. I just had an off night. Simply, that's all it is.
Yeah. Do you think it's a case like, does it ever frustrate you that people do get carried away? Like you had an off night and people get carried away. They question sort of your ability and whatnot. Like, is there any part of you that finds that frustrating?
Yeah, absolutely. And then I'll say this. All right. So that is the biggest thing. And after the Devin Haney fight, I was trying to be the most humble guy, the most quiet guy ever, and just give all props and whatever. to do. But then going up to the Josh Wagner fight, people still trying to down talk me. I'm like, okay, cool. Of course, I did what I did after him. And then they go try to down talk Josh Wagner, then still say, I ain't this and I ain't that. So now it's just like, man, forget everybody. Forget the whole humble, forget all that kind of stuff. Hey, it is what it is. Let's run that thing back. And I ain't tripping on one night. Yesterday was yesterday, and tomorrow will be tomorrow. And best believe I'll be ready tomorrow.
That's a fact.
When it's asked about the weight as well, obviously you came in slightly over 147. Yeah, still
Right,
happy 147 at the weight. I know there was obviously some.
Let me hear him as well.
Whether there been issues for the last fight, but yeah, I guess from your side, still happy at 147.
Yes, absolutely. And even with the whole scale situation, so the fight was already, it was 1 pound over to help the guy out, but it was at 148 to begin with. They said I came in 2 ounces over, and I know they were playing with the scales because literally I went upstairs, I checked this other scale. They gave us the scale. I checked the scale. They gave us 3 different weights, 48 even, 0.1, and 0.2. I'm like, what's up with the scale? We go back downstairs and check the test scale. It said 48 even. And I said, look, I ain't got time to be playing no games. Let's go hop on the real scale. Yeah. So hop on the real scale that just said I was 2 ounces over. I didn't work out. I didn't do nothing. I hop on the real scale. Now I'm 47.8. Where are these numbers coming from?
Yeah.
So I just feel like they was just trying to stretch a boy out, trying to get me out my game. But
so Ronnie Shields, what he said that the scales was jacked up there. So so we can kind of confirm that the scales was janky up there in Virginia for that fight week a little bit. You know what I'm saying? In particular, I don't know, but Ronnie Shields, he definitely was the one the first initially said, and now you got Brian Norman Jr. talking about it. You know what I'm saying? Of course, he would talk about it from his perspective, obviously. You know what I'm saying? But for Ronnie Shields to say it, you know what I'm saying, and Brian Norman Jr., he's never told no lies of any interviews that I've seen him in particular, from Brian Norman Jr. in particular. So, you know what I'm saying, I definitely count that as far as that, you know what I'm saying, and take context into that from him.
I ain't going for it. I still handle my business. It is what it is. 47, it's not a problem for me.
Yeah, he was talking a lot of trash to you as well. After.
Now, I ain't gonna lie, I am worried about him at 47. I am worried about him at 47. I ain't gonna lie about that. I am worried about it. We're gonna see in this next fight that he has. You know what I mean? But I am a little worried though. I will say that, because they had a weight where they fought at 48 on this fight that he had. You know what I mean? So I don't know if it was he was doing that because of the opponent Wagner wanted that or whatsoever. I don't know what was the particulars or why they did it, but I am a little worried about the 47. That's just me personally, but we'll see what he happens, what he does, for us this next fight, if he's good, you know what I'm saying? And hopefully he is good, you know what I'm saying? Most definitely.
To the way. Did it feel sweeter when you do see someone talking and then obviously after the fight they're really not saying much?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Like, he'll try to call me unprofessional. He'll try to say, man, he can't even make weight. He not a real champion. Okay, but the boy done came right back and put you in the dirt. You over here talking about your shoulder hurt when I got caught with every single last thing else. So ain't nobody going for that, man.
It, bro.
Yeah, Lynn, you said
Don Wagner got cooked. He was making all these excuses. Nah, nigga, you got cooked, bro. Go ahead and go back to the back of the line where you was at, my dog.
You want to get back in the ring, so right to talk about what's next. I see you at the Golden Boy. You're trying to see what was up at the Golden Boy offices in LA. There's a few other names that are potentially spoken about. Yeah, but what was you scouting out, trying to find any welterweights hanging around the Golden Boy?
Man, look, I heard they had some dogs up there, man. I'm just trying to see where they at, man. I found out they had some little chihuahuas, not no pit bulls, you feel me? So I'm just trying to have a conversation and see what's going on with the goes on. Because when the goes on, it's going to be going on.
Yeah. You think that you think they knew you were coming, so decided not to come in that day?
Yeah, man, they knew what it was. I went in there, the whole office was empty. It is what it is. I'm trying to talk to the man himself, Mr. Oscar De La Hoya. Where you at, man? I'm in your hood. I'm in your office. I'm sitting in your chair, man. What's up?
It's like when the tax man comes, everyone knows not to come in that day.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's all good, though. It's all good, though. Hopefully we can have a conversation one day and y'all boys stop being scary.
Another name I wanted to talk about. Keyshawn Davis was on Inside the Ring a few weeks ago, and he spoke about he reached out to his team about potentially wanting to fight you. I don't know if you heard anything from your side in terms of a potential fight with Keyshawn Davis, or whether that would interest you or not.
Absolutely, that interests me. It's funny how he's saying this now, but you can go look at some interviews literally right before our last fight, and there was plenty of times where they say, "Would you fight Brian Norman Jr.?" And he kept saying, "No, no, no." Would you do it for a title eliminator? No. The only way he would do it is, of course, if he has to, pretty much. So now, or whatever, of course, I'm a quiet man. I don't do nothing until I do my interviews or something. So, of course, he's going to go on the internet and try to go slap crazy or whatever. But I just fought on his card, and I had the best fight on his card in his city. I'm the only one that scored a knockdown, not even a knockout. I'm the only one that scored a knockdown on his card. So that says it right there. I'm here to handle business. I ain't here to do the internet talking. So he can have all that kind of stuff. I'm here to do the real business with the businessman.
Yeah, because
hey, business is business. Business is business. And no, I want to say this for us, this a little bit, for us, this situation, which I talked about it on the shows recently, for us this. Now we got to understand the situation for us the WBO concerns, for us 147. You got Devin Haney, he's the champion, obviously, after being Brian Norman Jr. And right now, the number one contender, WBO at 147, Keyshawn Davis. The WBO, they haven't ordered the fight with the mandatory for us, Keyshawn Davis and Devin Haney yet. But he said that is coming soon as far as Gustavo Oliveira. I hope I pronounced his name right. I don't know. But if I didn't, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But I'm just saying, my man Gustavo, the WBO president, pretty much, he pretty much said that, that mandatory is going to be set, anytime soon, you know what I'm saying, coming up, going in to July. So that mandatory is going to be set between those two guys. And you got a whole situation with Devin Haney, obviously, a lot of crazy stuff going on. I'm not even getting into the whole spiel. Y'all already know how I feel about everything going on with Haney a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But just a little brief spill on it a little bit. Haney had a whole spill as far as him and Shakur possibly going to Zuffa. My personal opinion, I felt like them going to Zuffa depended on if they was going to have this fight together for Shakur and Devin in particular. But we all know Shakur, if he on a fight, whether it's at 144 or 47 on the hot rehydration clause, and Shakur been moving iffy on the shit, you know what I'm saying, on that shit, you know what I'm saying. The man Devin Haney obviously said that he'll come down to 44 and fight the man, and then Shakur was just like stalemate after that, for real. Pretty much said like, yo, shit, I ain't gonna jump in front of my brother's blessing for us Keyshawn Davis, right? So we got that going on with that situation. But then you had last week happen with Tank Davis, with him going crazy on Shakur, going crazy on Africa, then going crazy on Nose Candy Bill and Devin Haney and stuff, and then pressing the issue upon the fight with Devin Haney, and reaching out to Devin Haney and Nose Candy Bill about a fight, potentially, and it's been quiet on both parties' ends a little bit on that end. Last time we heard for us, Tank Davis, concerns. He said that the boys was trying to do 50-50. Which we talked about that. We talked about that on the channel where, the man, Bill, Nose Candy Bill asking for 50-50 for what? Like, come on. Are you shitting me? Like, 50-50 for what? Like, bro, y'all been on 2 undercards y'all last 2 fights, bro. You know what I'm saying? Y'all independent. A lot of promotional companies ain't willing to really back y'all in and invest in y'all in particular, for real. So, like, we don't even really got to go into that deep spill for us those guys, man. They're not deserving no 50-50 with a Tank Davis. Me personally, in my opinion, I don't think the fight's going to happen. Obviously, we had the news today with Tank Davis for as him becoming champion in recess by the WBA, and now you're going to have Lucas Body fight Kid Austin for that vacant title for the WBA at 135 now. And just interesting news for us that getting in depth, and you know what I'm saying? Because we in depth with the sport heavy. But back to contacts, as far as Devin Haney in particular, we don't know if Devin's going to fight Keyshawn in particular. So my personal opinion, I think Devin possibly with the Zuffa situation. Me personally, I talked about it on my show earlier today, where I believe if you may see some motion with Ryan and Devin rekindled a little bit, because you've seen some motion with Ryan not having a Conor Ben fight because of the fact that Dana White and Zuffa not willing to work with Golden Boy in the zone. That's fight, in my opinion, is dead on arrival right now. So Ryan right now, he's available. Devin's available. You may see a rekindle for us that rematch. Hopefully, I would love to see that. I think the world wants to see that. If y'all really ask any casual fan that's not tapped in on the YouTube space and just out there in the streets about Devin Haney in particular and asking what fight they want to see, I guarantee you they will say Ryan Garcia. I guarantee you. But that's a fight that we would love to see, man. So I would love if that ended up getting rekindled, because I believe Devin Haney, he should be fighting the guys in his weight class. I understand Shakur's a good fight and all of that, but I believe he should be fighting guys in his weight class, in my personal opinion. That's just me, you know what I mean, in particular. But back to contacts. Just say hypothetically, if Devin Haney doesn't have this WBO strap, I'm in belief with Keyshawn being the number one guy, WBO, Keyshawn, Brian Norman Jr., vacant title, boom, bada bing, right there. You know what I mean? Where you can see both guys fighting for a vacant title right there between, both guys.
Because he later went on Instagram Live and he was kind of crashing out on Instagram Live, and he was sort of going at Haney, and he said, "Oh, they picked Norman Jr. because he sucks and this and that." Like, I don't know if you had a chance to see that or have any response for what Keyshawn was saying there.
Yeah, I seen all of that. I mean, that's what he is. He'll crash out. I mean, he can't control himself. You know what I'm saying? With the whole Nahir Albright situation, just because he beat up your brother, you gonna crash out on him or whatever. Like,
right there, man. Little, you know what I'm saying? And make sure and definitely share this and subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel.
So, I mean, if he's serious about business or whatever, of course, I'm right here.
Let me see.
Yeah, like you obviously want to be a world champion, but you make an exception for someone like Keyshawn who hasn't.
All right, this is what we're gonna do, y'all. I'm gonna stop sharing this. That's enough. That's what I wanted to see. Majority out of that conversation from Brian Norman Jr. I ain't gonna get into the rest of that interview because I want to get into this content with Eddie Hearn, with Ariel Helwani, and then get into Boots Ennis and Eddie Hearn on $1 million worth of game. But first, before we get into that, want to play this, and then we're gonna get into this conversation about next week's for Saturday for July 4th.
You are the youngest active male champion in boxing right now. What do you think of people saying that you're the future of boxing?
That's what I've been seeing since before I turned pro. Alongside my brothers and my father and my team pushing me towards being that. We're going to keep pushing towards it, and we're going to keep doing what we're doing and staying focused and keep proving that.
So, man, y'all know the vibes, man, is lit next Saturday, July 4th, man, with Abdullah Mason and Albert Bill, man. I can't wait. Big time showdown in Ohio next Saturday. Cam J will be in attendance in this for sure, man. Heavy coverage for next week on CamJNetwork, man, for this fight this next week. No, every day this entire week, man. Especially next week, we'll be in Cleveland. We'll be in Cleveland about Thursday. We'll be there to cover the final presser. We're gonna be able to cover the final presser on Thursday, and then on Friday we'll be there for the weigh-in. And right now we're hopeful for the fight night credentials. We're on the wait list for that. So hopeful for us to fight night credentials. Hopefully we get that. But regardless of the fact we're gonna be there to fight, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I don't mind getting a ticket and I'm gonna be I have a ticket and I'll be there for the fights if I got to pay to get a ticket. No problem for far as that. But we're gonna be in the building this next week, July 4th, man. It's gonna be heavy, it's gonna be lit. Ohio's gonna be deep in the building. Cleveland versus Toledo. Big time, man. It's been a lot of crazy content from CamJNetwork on this story as far as this fight, how the developments of this fight came about. I dropped the video, obviously, content from the show that we did from Wednesday for us, this fight in particular, man, where, I was the second guy to release the information on this fight. And it's going to be lit. I'm excited for next week, man. I really am. And right now, currently, right now on the odds for this fight, you got Abdullah Mason minus 380 right now to Albert Bell's plus 270 right now on this fight. So yesterday when the odds opened up, it was Abdullah Mason minus 350, and then there was Albert Bell plus 250. But now you got minus 380 for Abdullah, plus 270 for Albert Bell right here. And just to add a little context to the situation right here, I'll take a drink real quick. Drinking my pop real quick. You got Albert Bell, which I showed this on the show earlier today. He's saying, what's delayed is not denied. I love that I finally get my opportunity. Hate the circumstances in which it came against my fellow Ohioan, and most importantly, my Aki, my Muslim brother. But that's the sport of boxing for you and what sometimes it comes with it. At the end of the day, I have nothing but love and the utmost respect for Dula and the Masons and the entire city of Cleveland. July 4th, may the best man of that night be victorious and both get back to our loved ones the same we left them. Inshallah, Abdullah Mason, let's give them one they won't soon forget right there. So words from Albert Bell, man, going into this fight. Crazy fight. Can't wait for this fight, man. Coming up, man, this next week. And like I said, we're gonna have crazy content this week. I'm gonna have crazy content for the final presser. Most definitely, I'm gonna be trying to get in all them interviews as much as possible, y'all. I promise you. Of course, we're gonna be doing live streams next week, man, up there. While we in Cleveland for sure. We're gonna be doing some live streams up there. Of course, some of my guys, D1, TD, hopefully BVO, he's in Cleveland, you know what I'm saying? Cleveland, hopefully BVO link up with us. Who else? All of the guys that, I can imagine, you know what I'm saying? I know Boxing Source, so my guy gonna be up there, my brother Ohio Runs Boxing gonna be in the building. OTB gonna be in the building, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be lit next week. So we're gonna be doing some live shows, man, and trying to get some great content. It's gonna be some amazing content for CamJNetwork. I promise you for next week. So just stay tuned. Most definitely. I am absolutely excited. Y'all just don't know. And let me pull this thing up right here with Eddie Hearn and Ariel Hawani real quick, so we can get into this interview, which we're not going to go into the whole entire interview with this. I just want to get into the boxing aspect of it. You know what I'm saying? Some of the key parts. You know what I'm saying? So we can get into this $1 million worth of game interview more so than anything. You know what I mean? And close out on this particular roundup right here. All right. And like I said, July 4th is lit. We in the building. Can't wait, man. And let's get this thing cracking with right here, Eddie Hearn with Ariel Hawani right here. So let's put this thing up. All right. That is brutal aside. All right, we're going to fast forward a little bit. All right, let's get into right here. All right. Let me widescreen it.
really a dangerous fighter in the respect of his ability, but also his ability to foul as well. And Tom will be putting his legacy, his health,
You talking about Tom
everything
Escobar. I ain't gonna get into all that. All right, let's get into this right here. This is where I want to go. This is where we want to be at right here.
For the broadcaster. And you know,
you know these guys. Are you surprised that they're signing with them? You know Haney.
no,
you know
not
Shakur.
really, not for that amount of money. I mean,
It's more than what you were giving them, or what? Really?
Oh, mate,
What
they will pay Devin Haney a lot more than double what I would pay Devin Haney. A lot more than double. You know, Shakur does that, but these are great fighters. But it's, you got to make the fights. It's like, you know, they go
wear uniforms and stuff to the best.
Wear
of your
uniforms.
So you got the man Eddie Hearn talking about Devin and Shakur going to Zuffa right here, which, you know, something that he reported and we talked about on the channel heavy recently, as far as that concern, where he's talking about these guys are making, they're going to be making, crazy bread over there at Zuffa, going over there. You know what I'm saying? No, the numbers they threw out there, nothing confirmed. Zuffa hasn't announced anything, which is, I'm sitting here still to myself, sitting here like, okay, if y'all got these two guys on deck, what's holding y'all up from announcing these two guys fighting? Like, what's the holdup? Like, that's my question for that. And I just don't know what's going on for us to, these situations. But like I said, my personal belief is these two guys in particular going to Zuffa is dependent on them fighting each other. And if Shakur's not willing to fight, I don't see these guys possibly going to Zuffa. That's just how I'm reading the room. Y'all can believe me or, or think otherwise. Hey, so be it. I don't care. But just my personal belief, I think them going to Zuffa depending on them two guys fighting each other in that fight. You know what I'm saying? And if Shakur's not willing to fight, then I don't know what's going to happen for us that deal with Zuffa. You know what I'm saying? We already know the 100 mil shit was bullshit from the beginning. We called the cap from the beginning because Paramount Plus, they're only getting fucking 100 million fucking per year to fucking run Zuffa. So that narrative already been deaded. You know what I'm saying? That was one of the biggest lies in boxing pretty much in recent time. And, I mean, for us knows Candy Bill talking about the man Devin Haney getting 100 million. Cat.
They're going to do that.
Yeah, I think they'll do it for the money.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, everyone's different.
Are they getting some decent money over there in Zuffa? Yeah. But me personally, I believe it's on some one fight shit personally. That's just me personally. You know what I mean? Just me personally.
You see, there's a lot of variation to the plan. You know, don't forget this was going to be a league, by the way, wasn't it? I mean, that was the whole premise of what they were doing. Then there was absolutely no governing bodies. We're not working with governing bodies. Then they got massive kickback from the fighters. Then they tried to work with governing bodies, but kind of balls that up and got all their fighters stripped or some of them stripped. So I'm sure that they'll vary from the gloves or the kit or whatever. But I don't really think there is a plan. I think it's just like, let's be disruptive, let's sign talent and let's spend the money. I mean, ultimately, it's not Dana's company. Dana works for Turki Al-Sheikh, who's the biggest shareholder and seller of Zuffa Boxing. And how long will that funding?
Stop the presses. Listen to what he just said, y'all. And we're going to run that back real quick. So I want y'all to hear that back one more time so y'all can understand what he just said. Let's run that back.
Money?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, everyone's different. You see, there's a lot of variation to the plan. You know, don't forget this was going to be a league, by the way, wasn't it? I mean, that was the whole premise.
Yeah, which, we did that determined that, they was just another side of the street and they're another promotional company. Pretty much, you know what I'm saying? The whole boxing league of Zuffa. Cat.
Of what they
Another thing that CamJ told y'all, which, came true.
Doing. Then there was absolutely no governing bodies. We're not working with governing bodies. Then they got massive kickback from the fighters. Then they tried to work with governing bodies, but kind of balls that up and got all their fighters stripped or some of them stripped. So I'm sure that they'll vary from the gloves or the kit or whatever. But I don't really think there is a plan. I think it's just like, let's be disruptive, let's sign talent and let's spend the money. I mean, ultimately, it's not Dana's company. Dana works for Turki Al-Sheikh, who's the big.
Stop the presses. You heard. Ultimately, it's not Dana White's company, which what CamJ been telling y'all is not Dana White's company. Yeah, he's the face of it, but it's not his company because he's not the one that's funding the money for it.
Shareholder and seller of Zuffa Boxing.
Turki Al-Sheikh is majority of the shareholder, not Turki Al-Sheikh, more so seller, because Turki Al-Sheikh is the face for seller. So seller is majority of the shareholder for Zuffa, which is we told y'all as far as that as well. Read the room.
And how long will that funding carry from those guys? And how long will you be up for the battle? I think that's the bigger thing, because there is no doubt that since Dana entered the boxing space, it seems like there's been a lot of high blood pressure. There's been a lot of raised voices. There's been a lot of questions to ask, and there's been a lot of revolt from the other business, which is the UFC business. So I said when they got into
another thing CamJ told y'all, as far as UFC, you got the UFC fighters looking at the Zuffa fighters over there disgruntled over there because they over there making pennies and eating peanuts over there, while you got some of the Zuffa fighters, some, not all, eating steak over there. You know what I'm saying? Some, not all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all want to add a little context? Talk to my brother GHB, man. Salute to my brother Greg Hackett, man. He got a fighter that, you know, got offered by Zuffa and said that the deal was horrible and turned it down immediately. You know, and of course, you know, you got other situations, you know what I'm saying? I'm just adding a little context as far as Zuffa. Zuffa is in the realm of like Pro Box TV, to me, in my opinion. And me personally, I feel like Pro Box TV is putting out better product than them. But Zuffa, yes, they're starting up. But you got Dana White out here popping all this big shit, out here acting like he's going 7 for 7 when he's not 7 for 7. To me, in my opinion, out of the 7 events that Dana White has thrown with Zuffa Boxing, he's like 2 for 7, in my opinion. 2 decent events, the other 5, and hot garbage. Like, the product hasn't been that good. And if you look at Zuffa content, it's dull, it's boring. The press conferences, the interviews is not exciting. Like, you know, it's no excitement with Zuffa Boxing at all to me, as far as what they bring to the sport. You know, some of the fights has been some decent fights, but I don't get no excitement vibes. And y'all know y'all like, oh, Cam, you up here hating on Zuffa. No, I love what Zuffa brings to the game as far as giving other guys opportunity that couldn't get opportunities in other companies. At the same time, some of them same guys that was at other companies couldn't cut it at some of those other companies, and that's why they're at Zuffa. That's why when I talk about Zuffa, I feel like that's the place where guys are getting their last meal, because we're seeing a lot of these guys that's over there been at a lot of these various other promotional companies in the game in traditional boxing, and they couldn't cut it over there, and that's why the fuck they over there. You know, that's just the fact of the matter from my perspective in particular. You know what I mean? And, you know, it's in reality of it. You know what I'm saying? And that's why it looks wild to me for Shakur and Devin to be in possession going over there, because I'm like, y'all supposed to be these quote-unquote so-called superstars, and quote-unquote y'all proclaim yourselves as face of boxing. If y'all were that, y'all wouldn't have to go over there. Y'all would have a big-ass fan base where y'all can sell pay-per-views and have fan base and get a bag, back ends, etc., all of that good shit. But they ain't them guys. They're just not them guys. Shakur just had his first pay-per-view. Devin been on undercards last 2 fucking fights. Fucking Shakur, main event his last fight. Before that, he was on 2 undercards before that. You know what I mean? They literally devalue both guys and sending their ass over to the Zuffa, which is Turki Al-Sheikh. Blame him. Blame him. Just adding a little context.
It's like, this is, I'm not sure this is, you're going to enjoy it that much. But he's a competitor, he's a battler, and I don't take him lightly. I know what he is. He's not going to want to, like, you heard his comments the other day. Turkey wants, you know, peace talks. Yeah, good luck with that. Yeah, that'll be the toughest thing he's ever had to do. Okay. So,
What I found interesting about that statement from Turkey, just being 100% honest, and I just want to say, before I say this, I do wish him the best, and he alluded to some health problems, and no one wants to see anyone suffer. But at the beginning of the statement, he said, it's my goal to get everyone together and to create peace, right?
And make sure y'all smash that like button, smash that button, most definitely. We here with it.
But my response to that was like, you kind of are the reason why there is.
He loves it. He loves it.
So there was peace. There was peace.
Yeah. Like I said before, Turkey Al-Sheikh was the first one when he started back up with Zuffa boxing, because y'all got to remember, Zuffa boxing has always existed. It just was never pushed until Zuffa boxing, as far as Turkey Al-Sheikh and Sellers concerned, and TKO. No, those guys come into play. They wanted to have this boxing league because they wanted to bring it, everything into having one belt, and that's where it carried them into where they've been trying to revise the Muhammad Ali Act recently, and to where this big ass war between Zuffa and the sanctioning bodies and the other promotional companies has came about. Turkey Al-Sheikh, he was the one that started up, and he was like, yo, we're here to crush all the competition. And then he tried to take it back and shit. You know what I mean? But then we know Dana White, he's been the guy saying, yo, I'm not working with the sanctioning bodies. We're going to have one belt. We're doing our thing over here at Zuffa. You know what I'm saying? I'm not working with the other promoters. I'm doing my own thing. You know what I'm saying? And he's been, trying to play all of these other promoters like they suckers, and flex his muscle and all of this shit, having Tyson Fury come into the country with his ties with Donald Trump and all of that, and Turkey Al-Sheikh and all of that, everything with Sella, and it's been interesting. And now you got Turkey Al-Sheikh now want to tuck his tail on the war, seeing that it's a whole big ass mess and that he's losing the war. So now you have him up here right here saying, yo, I want to make amends to this shit. Like I've been talking to y'all throughout this past week about this situation for us, Turkey Al-Sheikh, and saying, yo, let's make peace, because, yo, I'm losing this fucking battle right now with my guys over there at Zuffa and TKO, and shit, we need to figure this shit out. Hey, good luck, because we don't know how that shit's going to work. You got fucking lawsuits from Frank Warren, Boxer, interesting. Don King, if you want to add to that too. You know what I'm saying? You got the situation kind of being fight Ryan Garcia right there, where Dana White don't even want to fucking work with the zone and motherfucking Golden Boy for the fight. Like, you have to make peace with all the promoters that's in that traditional side. It just can't just be Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren. You have to make fucking peace with all of them and the sanctioning bodies to make amends, and I just don't see that shit happening. Interesting to see it, but let's see.
Until March of last year, when he announced,
I think it got a bit out of control. I mean, a lot of this stuff.
You came into the sport and added more dirt with this damn Zuffa boxing shit, and with everything you brought to it, on the aspect of that, and now you want to make peace. You know what I'm saying? Because you're getting your ass kicked. Because the sanctioning bodies, other traditional promoters ain't going for a lot of the bullshit that y'all doing. Yeah, y'all pulling some little fast ones on certain shit. Getting a Shakur and Devin doesn't move the sport going to Zuffa, in my opinion. Just being real. You know what I'm saying? And I know it's going to hurt some of Shano's clan members out there, as far as, just the Shakur and Haney fans out there. But, this is sorry but not sorry boxing talk. We don't give a fuck. We don't give a fuck about y'all feelings, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know that. You know what I'm saying? And I tell you, I that every day. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying in general, like, yo, sorry but not sorry. But those guys, they don't move the needle over there at Zuffa, signing them over there to Zuffa. That's just my personal opinion. And it's proven facts. Shit. If it wasn't facts, they wouldn't be even going over there. They wouldn't need Zuffa if they was really them guys. That's just my personal opinion, and that's a fact.
Stems around the AJ Fury stuff. Again, the media kind of don't acknowledge or sometimes see. So at the Bournemouth show, Dana came out with, I mean, he was on full, like, I don't know, he was get very sort of fruity, and he's like, I know where the fight is, and all this kind of stuff. And Turkey Al Sheikh made Dana White delete all his posts from Zuffa Boxing.
Why?
Talking about he's the promoter of the show, and I know where the show is, and Eddie Hearn doesn't. So it's quite embarrassing for someone like Dana White.
You know that for a fact.
As you can check. I mean, they deleted 4 posts from the post-fight press conference saying that he's the promoter, saying that he knows where the fight is, saying all this kind of stuff. So, and then after the White House stuff with Tyson Fury, he got told off again by Turkey. And if you look then, Fury's posted all of a sudden, no, Turkey's my promoter. There's Turkey in the middle of me and AJ and all this kind of stuff. It's because ultimately, Turkey's the guy that's putting this all together. He's the guy that's paying the bill. He's the guy that's having the vision to make these fights. And I don't think he certainly doesn't want me parading around pretending that I made Fury against Joshua, because he made it. So then all of a sudden Dana comes in. No, I'm the promoter. I've put this deal together. He gets his bum smacked. And that's what happened. So I think now it's got to a point where actually Turkey's thinking, that's just because.
You know what I see? I see the main person that's trying to have a whole pissing contest with this whole shit is fucking Dana White. He's the main person that's trying to have a whole pissing contest with this shit. For what? Bro, Turkey's paying the bill. You just a worker just like the other promoters, bro. Dana White. You ain't the boss. You ain't running shit over there, bro. You do what Turkey and Sella tell you to do. And TKO, by the way, as well.
They're in a bit of a difficult position because of the contract that exists for Anthony in the fight. And because the contract's quite clear. Forget that Dana and Zuffa aren't allowed to be involved in it, which is contractually in place. But the venue, because our contract.
Frank Warren confirmed the same shit too, saying that Zuffa and Dana's not supposed to be involved in this event. Turkey's paying the bill, but contracted wise, Zuffa and Dana White's not supposed to be part of the AJ and Fury fight, and the event's supposed to be in the UK. That shit still stands.
Track states very clearly the fight has to take place in the UK, only the UK. So, but at the same time, Turkey's paying the bill, and he's our friend and he's our partner. And if he wants to change the venue, not the venue, but necessarily, but the country,
right,
which is a fundamental change to the contract needs to be renegotiated, which we're happy to have those conversations. If there's a reason he wants to take it to America, we can talk about that.
Has that been discussed? Has that been brought up?
No, not yet. No.
Is that a real thing, though? Because it has been reported.
I think so.
Why would they want to?
I think that.
And I'm interested to hear what he says about this, because the whole dynamic of it, for as the UK fight, for as both guys, Fury and AJ, in the UK in November, because that's the month that they're planning on having that fight. It's cold as hell out there. For as that particular, time of the year, just like it is out here in Cincinnati, it's cold as hell for sure. It's pretty much winter time for us. Pretty much here in Cincinnati. The late fall, the end of fall here in Cincinnati. So it's cold up here in November in Cincinnati. But out there in the UK, it's cold. So I understand that aspect of it, where they couldn't have it in Wembley Stadium out there in the outdoor, stadium. I understand that. But just me personally, bro, the UK fans, I feel like it's a slap in their face to not have that fight from them two guys from that country in that country. It just doesn't make sense to me. Like, it's like I told y'all before, this is UK business with AJ and Fury. This is not United States business. So this fight deserves to be in the UK. Find an indoor arena, the biggest one y'all can find in the UK. I'm pretty sure y'all got one out there. I don't know what it is. I had to do my research on it. But find the biggest indoor arena y'all can have and have this fight in the UK. This fight deserves to be in the UK. That country's been asking for this fight for over 10 years. There's no reason why AJ, Anthony Joshua, and Tyson Fury isn't in the UK. It just doesn't make any sense to me. They are both from the UK. They both should be fighting in the UK. This is UK business. This is not US business.
the fight's very expensive. Obviously, the fight will be with Netflix. They want to generate the biggest gate possible.
You're going to make more money in the UK with the fight than in the US. If y'all have that fight in the US, I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to flop. The US is not that interested in that fight as the UK is. The US don't care about AJ and Fury here like the UK does. It makes more financial sense for them to do this fight in the UK. They would make money having this fight in the UK. They will not make money if they had this fight in the US. They will flop in the US due to the fact that the US doesn't have the same interest as the UK with this fight. So if they had this fight in the US, it's going to flop, and it's going to be another flop on Turki Al-Sheik's resume because he has multiple flops on his resume. Majority of the fights that Turki Al-Sheik has thrown, as far as events that he's thrown, Riyadh Season, Ring Magazine, whatever, has flopped. That's the fact of the matter. And that's the truth. And some of y'all niggas don't want to fucking read the room with it, but that's the fact of the matter, though. And we all know that.
People actually don't understand that you can generate probably a bigger gate in Las Vegas for that.
And they're tired of flopping. So you would think if you're tired of flopping, you will put yourself in a situation to where you're going to find financial gain and actually make some bread. But having this fight in the US, you're going to flop and you're going to be back at the same, type timing that you was at before.
That fight than you can at Wembley.
Sure.
Because of the ticket pricing and the expectations that are already set within that pricing. But I think it's minimal, to be honest. But when we entered into the agreement for that fight, AJ wanted, I wanted that fight to be in the UK. It's the biggest fight in British boxing history. I'm not saying it would be a desire to that fight, thinking it would be.
All right, y'all. All right, so we're going to drop out of this. That's all I want to see from that. And let's go into Eddie Hearn and Boots. Boots and this Eddie Hearn right here should pull up on the $1 million worth of game. Let's go into that right there. Let me go and type it in. Type it in like that. So it pop right up. And let's get into this right here. One day, 45K. Pretty decent.
Tumble and save on insurance with Liberty Bibbity.
It's bundle.
Why am I tumbling?
No idea.
I feel stuck.
And make sure y'all smash the like button, y'all. Smash the like button. And support the channel through Cash App. Let's listen in on $1 million worth of game with Boots Ennis and
Philadelphia's own Mr. Catch Your Body, Jerron Boots Ennis. Boots on the ground,
Catcher.
10 toes down. Hit you with a body shot.
You done.
All the oil, everything just start leaking out of you.
Shit going on.
And we got legendary Hall of Fame
our bag shawty.
boxing promoter, Eddie Hearn. Boots, June 27th. It's going down. 2 belts. You fighting Xander. Turned pro at 16, undefeated, battle tested. What's going to be the outcome on Saturday?
The outcome on this Saturday is going to be me doing whatever I want. Me putting on a show, having fun doing what I want, making it easy, looking good, putting on a beautiful show and getting a knockout in the night. How I always do.
Mr. Catch Body. So it's
Look at Wallow right there. Look at Wallow crazy as hell, man. Look at this man. Why he in this thought process? Like he hyped up and shit. Like he about to go out there and fight Saturday night, man.
be 36-0, 32 knockouts.
Yes.
Oh, okay. We know. I I know Boots since he was a youngin', and everybody in Philadelphia know. You want some real sparring? You know where to go. Bosie's Dungeon, right above the masjid. They might not got nothing in that motherfucker that work, Eddie, but you gonna fight for your fucking life. You hear me? This is not gonna be no sparring match. This is gonna be you fighting for your life, Eddie, when you go to Bosie's Dungeon. Everybody know that. So before we even get started, shout out to Bosie, shout out to
Salute to Bosie, man.
the whole
Salute to Bosie
family.
Ennis, man. Bosie Ennis was popping that big shit in the presser, man, in that final presser today, man. Well, not today, yesterday. he was about the big shit, man. Hey, and I want to say this. Xander Zayas, his coach, his trainer, Coach Santino, little cautiousness on his side, a little bit on the speaker side. I take a tad bit of context into the fight with that between both guys, a tad bit, not 100%, a tad bit. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see on Saturday night, though.
Eddie, you came to
trainer edge. I got Bosie Ennis. I got Bosie Ennis as far as trainers. You know what I'm saying? In particular,
the States a few years ago, Eddie, talking heavy.
They say you just was a dude with an app.
Yes.
They said, "Oh, who this guy with an app?
Right.
He just got an app. He's not no promoter.
The accent with
He's
him
nobody.
taking over. And
Who is this guy? He got an app."
And it was one of the biggest get down and lay down plays we ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
It was like either you're gonna get down or you gonna lay down. And Eddie, we didn't believe you. I didn't believe you. I was like, who's this fucking guy coming over here thinking we're gonna watch boxing on the app?
On the app.
We watch boxing on Showtime, buddy. We watch boxing on
Pay-per-view.
ESPN, buddy.
we ain't do all of that.
Boxing great.
Now, what's the difference between a good fighter and a
Unbelievable experience. So we can't hate on it. We can't gloat on it. I would have done back then about the zone,
who tried to stop you? Who?
the bell, Showtime, Golden Boy. So we can't hate on it. We can't gloat on it. I would have done back then because I was a bit younger then. I was a bit more wild.
All right.
I want to say let's all work together to make boxing great.
Now, what's the difference between a good fighter and a great fighter? And what fight did you know that Boots was a great fighter?
I tried to sign Boots about 5 years before we signed him. Right? That's right, yeah?
Yeah.
And he had this.
Listen to the context of that right there. Eddie Hearn has wanted Boots Ennis 5 years before signing him. 5 years. And I want to say, he signed him in 2024. I mean, so he's had him for a couple of years. And I want to say, matter of fact, 2023. Yeah, I want to say probably like late 2023 or, early 2024. So, he's been pursuing Boots Ennis. And I remember, man, even just, covering boxing, myself, over the last, few years, seeing Eddie Hearn before that, before he got Boots Ennis, he was interviews, talking about Boots highly and stuff, because he was in pursuit of Boots Ennis, because he said, if it's any opportunity, I would definitely try to get Boots Ennis on. And you see Boots Ennis and Eddie, you see them now, course 147 run, didn't go undisputed, not on Boots' behalf, not his fault. Excuse me. Not his fault for us that. Not Eddie's fault 100% for us that, in my opinion, because, a lot of those guys in 147, they didn't want to unify up and, allow him to become undisputed. He did become unified. He did become a unified champion by, beating Stanionis, last year, in horrific fashion. You know what I'm saying? But same time, he didn't get the opportunity to become undisputed. So undisputed at 47, so he made his move to 154, and now he's conquering 154, and now he's going for these two straps versus Xander Zayas Saturday night, man, June 27 up here in Barclays Center out there in Brooklyn, man, New York.
This other situation, he's no secret, right? Everyone's been talking about him.
I mean, like, overall, bro, this is my opinion. I just to scale it out. Eddie Hearn has done a great job with Boots. He's put more money in the Boots than he has in other American fighters. I'm not going to name no names, but I know y'all can read the room and know who I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? He hasn't put money into a lot of American fighters, but he has all the love and belief and trust and belief in Boots Ennis. You know what I mean? And he knows and understands that with this type of talent, this generational talent in Boots Ennis, he has to deliver the fights. And Boots Ennis, if he's demanding, yo, give me this guy, you better go get him that guy. That's just what it is. And Eddie Hearn has to be the guy to deliver these fights for Boots Ennis because he's one of those guys, and the fans want to see him in the fights, the marquee matchups, and to show that generational talent that a lot of the fans believe that he has. You know what I mean? And it starts off Saturday with Xander Zayas, was, Boots Ennis, he said, yo, the virtual shit didn't go right. Yo, give me Xander. Eddie delivers Xander. If Boots Ennis gets past Xander Zayas, yo, Eddie, give me Fundora. Give me Kelly. Kelly's on Matchroom. Give me Kelly if he gets past Egg Yarko, July 25th on Anthony Joshua's Pringa undercard. Give me Josh Kelly. Like Eddie has to deliver for Boots Ennis if he calls for the fights. Give me Virgil Ortiz. He gets his situation together with Golden Boy. Yo, we'll spin the block. Give me Virgil Ortiz. Eddie has to deliver the fights for Boots Ennis, and he knows that because of that talent and just how the public fan base views things for us the fights with Boots Ennis. He has to deliver him the fights. Boots Ennis willing to fight anybody. Boots Ennis ain't scared of none of these guys. And, this conversation is not for you Bud Crawford fans because Bud Crawford is retired. If Bud Crawford, he wants to really see, Boots Ennis, he'll be there June 27 and watch him. But one thing I seen from Twitter earlier today, which this was something from, the day before, I seen Bud Crawford. I guess he had an interview. I ain't watched the interview, but he sent well wishes to Boots Ennis, and he got Boots Ennis beating Xander Zayas. He's showing love to Boots Ennis on the fight with Xander Zayas and believes that Boots Ennis going to get the job done against Xander Zayas, and saying that Xander Zayas is a little too young for this fight. Just like a lot of people opinion for Xander Zayas for us this fight with Boots Ennis right here.
For years and years and years. The difference between being a good fighter and being a great...
Just a little context for us Bud Crawford thoughts on Boots Ennis and Xander Zayas right there, just to add context for some of you Bud buddies out there.
Great fighter is going into a changing room, sitting down on my seat and having absolutely no doubt in my mind what he is about to do.
Listen to what this man Eddie Hearn just said. He said he's in the locker room with the man Boots Ennis, and he got the vibes like, I don't got no fucking doubt that this man Boots Ennis is going to lose in any of these fights that he's promoting for him. You see how confident he is in him? He fuck with Boots Ennis. He love Boots Ennis. And that's why I said, if you fuck with bro that heavy, you got to deliver these fights, Eddie.
So he has no fear. He has no nerves, but nor do I. I know what he's going to do. And I'll sit down on Saturday night and I'll say, come on in, superstar, light him up. Let's see it. And I know exactly what he's going to do.
Absolutely.
And because the mindset is too strong, the skill set is too great. And these are the special guys. It's the same with Boots. It's the same with Bam. Even Shakur, like there's a different kind of mindset. Terrence has got the same mindset, no doubt. Like these are greats where you just know what they're going to do.
Eddie Hearn believes Boots Ennis is one of these all-time greats in the sport of boxing. You know what I'm saying? And that's why he pursued this man for so long. You know what I mean? And that's why I'm like, yo, Eddie, do your thing, bro. I'm fucking with it, bro. And you got to understand that Eddie, he's not pushing any of his American fighters the way that he is with Boots. You see, every fight that Boots Ennis has had under Matchroom has been main evented for Boots Ennis, whether it was in Philly or in New Jersey. Now you had this fight out here, in Brooklyn, New York, right here. You know what I mean? Like every fight that Boots Ennis has had under Matchroom Boxing, he has had a main event. He has headlined. You know what I mean? And he's been doing well building his profile. After this fight, I would love to see him out there in Vegas, Cali. You know what I'm saying? If they had Boots Ennis fight in Atlanta, that'd be crazy. If Boots Ennis fought in Atlanta, building a fan base out there, had Boots out there in Houston or something, or Dallas. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of shit out there to build Boots Ennis, man, into a mega star. Me personally, I feel like if he was with PBC, they would have put him in them different markets if he would have been with them, just me personally. But Eddie Hearn's doing a great job with him, and I believe that's what Eddie Hearn should start to want to do, to build him into that star, that pay-per-view star that we believe he can be, you know what I mean, and get on those fights, man, for sure. You know what I mean? It's very interesting from that perspective.
He knows exactly what he's going to do on Saturday night, and he's going to do it. And that in the big moments, that's when they shine the brightest.
I know, Eddie. You got to understand, Eddie. I knew Boots since he was young. I knew Boots when it was hard for him to get sparring, because they used to say, he don't know how to work. You get in that ring with Boots, he don't care if you're green. He's going to knock your ass out. Like you see him now, I see him, he be in the ring, and I see him working with people, and he might stick a little. Young Boots, it was
only
none
28.
of that shit. No, I'm talking about 16. Yeah. It was none of that. It was, if you put them gloves on, I'm going to whip your ass in here. So, Boots, they can't really talk about you. They can't say anything because when you're looking at greatness, it's hard to really critique it, right?
Facts.
But the one thing, fake narrative that they try to put out there is Boots get hit too much.
Talk about it.
Well, just tell me one fight that Jerron Boots Ennis was in that he couldn't have left out the ring and went to the club. And if you didn't know he was in a fight, you wouldn't know he was in a fight. How do you feel about them putting this fake narrative out there that you get hit too much?
At first, I used to be like ready to be saying anything, but I feel like, now that I see, they gotta find something. When you great, they find they nitpick anything. Same thing with Floyd. It was nitpick.
I like what he just said right there, cause like I said, I told y'all a lot of y'all guys put big high standards on Boots Ennis, but y'all don't have the same standards for y'all favorite fighters though. That be my problems with you guys. Y'all be doing too much me hugging for y'all favorite fighters and not recognizing the greatness of what's going on with guys like Boots Ennis. Real throwback fighters, real guys that's getting it out of the mud and trying to definitely fight the best of the best, while y'all guys trying to get advantages out of the best and fight weaker guys in the process and blend and send smoke screens on big fights and shit per usual, because that's what the fuck we seeing. Too much talking, not enough action. Y'all know what I like to say. Y'all know what I like to say, you feel me?
Picking at Floyd, saying he was burned because he was beating guys too easy. But they just, when you great, they find one little thing and they try to run with it. And just
like the standards is high on Boots Ennis, but it's not for those other guys that y'all fuck with. And that's my problem with y'all.
Take off with it, but like I always say, I go in the ring the same way I come out. I don't have no cuts, no bumps, no lumps, no bruises, none of that.
Then the whole hidden narrative. Bullshit, bro. Like, Boots don't come out hurting. We never seen Boots go to the hospital after a fight or come out crazy bruised up or nothing. I've never seen Boots bruised up in a fight. You know what I'm saying? He may have like a little minor bruise, whatever, but I've never seen him really truly bruised up in a fight. So I don't know. Some of y'all try to be like, oh, because he ain't fought nobody, bro. Bullshit me not, bro. He's fought great competition. Y'all don't like to acknowledge some of the great competition because y'all dudes fucking is highlight watchers. Y'all don't even really watch full fights half of the time. So I really don't even give a lot of credence to a lot of you guys that be talking about a lot of these fights for real, honestly. And y'all know how I feel. This is Sorry But Not Sorry boxing talk. So y'all know I'm unapologetic. I don't care about y'all feelings on what I say on here. Y'all know the vibes. You know what I mean? But a lot of y'all guys, y'all don't really even watch fights. Y'all don't even know half of the guys that's fighting out here. Y'all, I can really even tell y'all don't even probably know 15% of the fighters that's fighting out here in boxing right now. Because y'all stuck on 5-10 fighters because y'all niggas is only fans of the sports. No, y'all only fans of fighters. Y'all not fans of the sport. Y'all only fuck with 5-10 fighters. Y'all not fans of the sport for real, for real. Y'all not tapped in with 105 up to heavyweight for real, for real. That's what we do on CamJNetwork, bro. We covered the whole entire landscape on CamJNetwork, bro.
And all these fighters that be fighting, they be getting cut up, bumped up, eyes swollen, and they don't say nothing about them. And if I do get hit, I roll with the punches. Or sometimes, it's boxing, you gonna get hit, but they make it seem like I just, a war, a Mexican war, and fighting like it's like it's crazy. Like, but I take at the end of the day, I take it as a compliment for real now, and I just let it be.
Or do you feel as though I mastered the boxing aspect of it? I know what I'm gonna do. I know my training. I know I might need to loosen up a little bit more on the media side of things. Because that's people want to know me. They want to get to know me. They want to feel like they know me as well as being a boxer. Did you get to that point yet?
Yeah, I'm at that point now. I ain't really a social media boy. Like I ain't going back and forth and all that. Like just like I want to rumble. I want to put my hands on you. Like I'm vicious boy. Something might be wrong with me, but I just want to fight. I like to fight. I like to beat up people. But yeah, like coming up now, like because my goal is to be, that mega people superstar. So I gotta, put myself out there a little bit more and talk a little more. But I always talk. I just didn't talk as much. Like
we've been talking about this as far as Boots Ennis, bro. I think even before the build up and just recent time as far as Boots Ennis, as far as him speaking more. I'm seeing him speak more. Y'all, I've been seeing y'all in particular like, oh, Boots need to speak more. I've been seeing him speak a lot more than I ever have in this build-up in this fight. He been popping his shit in this fight. Like, and I've been loving it, bro. So, like, Boots Ennis, as each fight go along, the bigger the fight, each situation, he's going to talk more. He's going to pop his shit a lot more. You know what I mean? Y'all gonna see it. Watch.
I'm talking to him, but I'm definitely seeing more like and growing more from coming up as when I was younger. Because when I was younger, I didn't want to talk. I didn't want to do no interviews or nothing. I just wanted to just rumble like, come on, ready to go. But now I don't mind the interviews. I don't mind doing whatever I gotta do to build up the fight. And that's how.
Hey, Boots Ennis, if you're listening, hey, we need you to come on CamJNetwork, Boots. We would love to talk to you. We would love to build with you. Give you your flowers on CamJNetwork, man. You know what I mean? Come holler at your boy. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a lit one. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be lit, man. Boots in it. Come to CamJNetwork, man.
Become that mega people superstar. Like for example, like Floyd. Floyd had everybody come to this fight. Even Tank. Got people like rock stars and like people that don't even go to fights. Like that's how I want to be. And so if I want to be like,
you hear him? He want to be at that level where he got the whole entire culture eyes on him. That's what he wants. He wants that level, and we're going to see him get to that level. I trust. I believe Boots is going to get to that level.
Like that, I put myself out there more and be like that. So yeah.
Eddie, Philadelphia is a legendary boxing town. Legendary boxers. Where do you rank him?
I mean, the job's not done. Ability-wise, could be the greatest. I really believe that. I mean, you got some great fighters out of Philly. And by the way, when we signed Boots, you talk about fake narratives. The first thing they said was, he don't sell, right? So I went, okay, we'll go to the Wells Fargo in
That's
Philadelphia.
bullshit.
We did 15,000 for his first fight.
Nigga,
Yeah, against David Abanesian. And it was like, fuck, what? Like, you know, and that's just the narrative. It's like, yeah, you don't sell because you took him to some random town across the country. Do you know what I mean? To fight on 3 weeks' notice
and
with no promotion.
And that's what somebody they would say is a no name.
Yeah.
And I did 15,000
exactly.
with that.
And Saturday will be sold out. It'll be a huge event. You'll have half the arena will be Philly and New York, and the other half will be Puerto Rico. It'll be a wild atmosphere. Wild on Saturday. And like, you know, Philly's a great sports city. A great sports city. And I know, like, we want to go back to Philly. You know, we went there a few times, and there's a lot more pressure when you fight home. Right. Do you know what I mean? There's a few more distractions. He loved it, but then we went to Atlantic City, and he slot 10,000 in there against Stanionis at the Boardwalk Hall. No one's been selling at the Boardwalk Hall. Andre Ward fought Carl Froch at the Boardwalk Hall. I was there. They sold about 1,500 tickets.
1,500, damn.
If that for that fight. This guy goes down there, 10,000 straight away, Stanionis.
We was there.
Yeah. So you know, you got the benefit of the great sports city. But we've been going to Philly with small fights, really. Wait till we win on Saturday and we go back to Philly. You know, I mean, we got business relationships with Josh Harris and the owners down there that are building the new arenas down in Philly. Like, they're going to have a brand new big arena down there. Like, it's all set up for Boots.
I listed this on eBay in like 2 seconds.
And make sure y'all smash that like button, man. Smash that like button, man. For sure. We dropping this at midnight tonight, man. Dropping this at midnight. Comment on anything. Comment on anything that I spoke on any topic that I covered on this Sorry But Not Sorry Boxing Talk Roundup for sure. And most definitely hit that like button, man, and make sure y'all definitely tap in with us 10:30 a.m. Saturday morning for the second episode of the All Ohio Boxing Roundtable. You know what I'm saying? Show, man, that we have, man, for sure, man. My guys, man, it's going to be lit, man. We're going to be talking about Abdullah Mason, Albert Bill, of course, and we're going to be talking about, you know, Xander Zayas and Boots Ennis giving our final picks for this fight card, man, for sure, for this fight. And we're going to give our final picks for Edwin De Los Santos for the Zuffa card as well on the 10:30 morning show for Saturday for sure. Let's get into this.
Gildas, we got a lot of boxing fans that's not boxing fans that don't know the fundamentals of boxing, so they don't know that you're not supposed to get hit and every fight is not a knockout. How do y'all feel about these new fans? Because when I hear people talk about Boots and they hating, right? I don't know boxing. I'm a martial artist. I'm 13-time black belt. You think what I'm saying? Like, that's what I do. You know what I mean?
I'm not going anywhere near you.
That's what I do. This is what I do. I specialize in this shit. You know what I mean? But what I'm saying is, for me to understand and I'll clarity of it, because he win. Why is it that he wins so much, but Boots gets so much hate, like he ain't who he is, but all he got is wins?
You know why?
What the fuck is going on?
You know why? That will change after Saturday.
Wallo's stupid.
You can talk about how good someone is, but we got to see it. So we saw it against Stanionis. It's not his fault. Crawford had the same problem when he come through. Everybody knows how good he is. They don't really want to fight him. So you have to pay up. You have to find a way to make it happen. We did that against Stanionis at 147 pounds. Stanionis was the number one in the division.
Number one.
He beats him. Easy. Mismatch, right? Becomes unified. We go at 54. We fight for 2 belts on Saturday. Then after that, he'll fight Kelly. He'll fight Fundora. He'll try and become undisputed. And he won't take his foot off the gas. Let me tell you.
Stop the presses. What I tell y'all, why y'all keep continuing asking what's the next move for Boots Ennis at if he beats Xander Zayas on Saturday night, when I told y'all the mission is undisputed for him. If the mission is undisputed, then we know the names. Fundora, Kelly. It's that simple. You know what I'm saying? He don't have to call out Bud Crawford, bro. Bud Crawford's retired. He's not actively fighting. So why do the man Boots Ennis have to call out Bud Crawford? The only people that want Boots Ennis to call out Bud Crawford is the Bud Crawford fans, the Bud buddies. Those are the only people that want Boots Ennis to call out Bud Crawford, man. Nobody's checking for Bud Crawford. He's retired. He's enjoying his retirement. He probably sitting back, hitting a bunch of black chicks, chilling, relaxing, man. He's doing his thing. Allow the man Bud Crawford to enjoy his retirement. Let Boots Ennis do his thing. If Bud Crawford wants to come back in the game and he really wants to fight Boots Ennis, let's see him in the Barclays Saturday night, June 27th. And he can be in the ringside. Boots Ennis, I would definitely assure you that man definitely should make that call out if that man is definitely in attendance in the building. You know what I'm saying? Just like David Benavidez was trying to do with Canelo before his ass ran out the damn arena after Jaime Munguia beat motherfucking Armando Resendez. You know what I mean? Little context.
The unique thing about Boots, all of these guys with unbelievable IQ, and this is where the casual audience come in, right? You got guys like Haney, you got guys like Shakur. These are tremendous fighters with great IQ. They don't fight like Boots. Fighters, pound for pound.
You know why? Because they're not killers.
Guys are either great IQ guys with great footwork, or they're exciting knockout artists that don't have the fundamentals. He has it all. From the first bell,
the jack of all trades.
He lights up the place because he's trying to win the fight by knockout straight away. You wait till Saturday night. This fight's going to catch fire so quick. And if this guy wants to come to fight 6 rounds, the fight will be over, even before, because he don't mess around. He's not looking to outpoint you over 12 rounds or box and move. He's coming to fucking rip your head off. And that is why he is going to be pound for pound number one. Excitement, pay-per-view, because you all these people, you talk about the casual audience. Yeah. The casual audience don't want to watch a boxer move, a smart IQ. They want to see fucking knockouts. And that's what he delivers, but he does it. See, when people say he gets hit too much, he fucking chooses to get hit so much because he stands in the pocket. He wants to have fun and he wants to trade with you and knock you out.
He don't run. But Boots, let me ask you this question. It seemed like with your fights as I watch them, right? It seemed like from all the talk, the comments, the commentators, everybody got something to say. It seemed like you make the next fighter pay for that shit.
Every single time.
It seemed like he got to pay. That's some scary shit.
Yeah, I mean,
that's a fact though.
These last couple camps that I've been having, I've been staying off the net. I post whatever I got to post and get it right off the Instagram or social media and all that, and just lock in on, what I gotta do, like task at hand. And I be hearing a little stuff, or people that come back and say this person said this or this person said that. I just, don't pay no mind, but I hear it and make everybody eat their words.
How do you stay so focused? Because you know what's crazy? I see a lot of fighters, right? And for me going to all these fights with him, I go to all these fights and I'm always looking. And I don't know what be going to be loud as shit in there, but for some reason you always hear your dad.
Yeah.
Your dad will tell you to do something,
and
you would do it amongst the crowd, how do you have that connection? Because I hear a lot of fighters, they abandon their whole fucking fight plan.
Yeah.
They get on their bike and start grabbing and praying. Grab, pray.
Hey, that man Wallow said, boys getting on their bike, start grabbing and praying. On the Lord they do. On the Lord they do. I ain't even say nothing, bro. I'm gonna just stay quiet, bro. I'm gonna chill. Let me roll this. Let me roll my joint, man. And let me let y'all talk. Let me let them talk, man.
Every time I fight, I don't know why. I just like certain people I can hear.
You be hearing it,
but I block out everybody else. It's just weird. Like I always hear my dad. I always hear
Raw Papers. Y'all need to give me a sponsorship, man. Give CamJNetwork a sponsorship. No cap.
My brothers.
Yeah.
I can see certain people and hear certain people, and I don't know. It's weird. Like I just block out everybody else though. I hear what I want to hear and I hear what I need to hear, and I block everybody else out.
That's wild.
I don't know. It's like a weird little thing that I got going on.
That's what. When did you know though? This is what I'm asking you. When did you know that he was great? What fight was it? What round was it? When was it?
It was probably the Stanionis fight because I knew that he was way above the level.
That's when you knew he was great.
Yeah, that was when. I always, everybody's been talking about him for over 10 years, and I knew how good he was. But when I saw it in the flesh, it was really the Stanionis fight because the other fights, were too easy for him. Like I knew what he was going to do in those fights, and I could tell he's an unbelievable talent. But then all of a sudden, you step up against a real guy, and it was what he did to him, and he made him look like it was a no disrespect, but a journeyman. I mean, it was like, and this is supposed to be the number 1 guy in the division. So on Saturdays, I mean, listen, every time I saw him on Fight Week at 47,
he was drinking.
You know, I tried to keep a straight. Like you do this a lot with fighters. Some fighters, you never look bad at the weight, but some fighters look terrible at the weight, right? On Thursday and Friday, and you see them, and they know they also look terrible at the weight. So you go up to them and you go, "Yo, how you doing?" And it's like, don't do anything in the eyes as if to give any indication this guy don't look great. But you'd get to fight week and you'd look at him on the Thursday or Friday and you'd think, "Fuck me, where you gone?" You know what I mean? He was like, you know, and then, you know, the good thing about the Stanionis fight is a unified championship. So he didn't have to do the rehydration, because with the IBF, you have to weigh in again on Saturday, and that was killing him as well. And to be honest with you,
you don't even know. I had to run
to get that weight off
no, what you call him? When
Karen.
I first
Judasian?
Was that Karen?
Or Avanesian?
No. That was Evanesian.
It's crazy. So he's taking weight off on the day of the fight.
That night. That was Evanesian. I had to run.
But now at 54, and by the way, Xander's a big 54. Like, you know, but this guy, people are talking about in this fight, whoa, Xander's a big 54. Fucking, he's a big 54. He'll be going to 60 and 68 in time.
I honestly think, me personally, just knowing Boots, I think the strongest weight class he's going to be at is 160.
Yeah, well, quite possibly.
Just because when he's sparring and he got his natural weight on, that shit's different. He done dropped heavy weights in the
big fan. Now, you didn't. I thought he was a fucking beast when he turned what's name to a bloodbath. That boy Vigla. When we was in it, that's the dude. He was leaking like a faucet, man.
Yeah, but that time he's with Showtime. He's with, you know, like, and I'm watching him going, fuck yeah, like, and a lot of his fights. Don't forget, a lot of his fights he came through during the pandemic. So some of those fights were behind closed doors. Those other fights that you had, smaller shows, and that affected a lot of fighters because they never got the chance to grow the profile. You know, that really, the Avanesian fight.
I agree. During the pandemic, some fighters didn't get to grow their profile during that little, you know, part of time. You know what I mean, as far as that shit, I do definitely agree with Eddie on that.
Was the first time all of a sudden. I mean, I couldn't believe it when we went on sale.
Yeah,
I like to think we knew what we were doing, but we hoped we'd do a good crowd. That was incredible, you know. And he kind of walked out and even sort of felt fucking hell. And Saturday will be the same, you know. But this is different because this is legacy stuff. So, you know. You need the right dance partners, you know, like this is a big fight. Josh Kelly's a big fight. Fundora's a massive fight. You know, all these guys, the guys that we mentioned.
Boots, I'm gonna ask you some names. I need to know, does easy work pop in your mind or a challenging fight? Xander.
Easy work.
Charlo.
Easy work.
Fundora.
Easy work.
Errol Spence.
Easy work.
Devin Haney.
Easy work.
Are you surprised? He said Devin Haney. Are you surprised? That's definitely easy work. Ben's telling y'all on CamJNetwork. I'll promise you, not even think. I know for a fact we would never see Devin Haney in the ring. We would never see Devin Haney in the ring with Boots Ennis. I promise you that.
Easy work.
Now, Eddie, I'm talking to a promoter, Eddie. I'm
running back.
Devin Haney.
Easy work.
Terrence Bud Crawford.
Easy work.
Now, Eddie, I'm talking to a promoter, Eddie. I'm talking to promoter now because I don't want to put the cart before the horse. He got a fight on Saturday. So I'm speaking from a promoter's standpoint. Eddie, we had Terrence Crawford on the podcast. Terrence Crawford said Y'all wanted me to end Jerron Boots and his career before it started. This man looked at Terrence Crawford and said, yeah, I don't know about that. He said, I would have knocked Boots out. If Boots wanted to fight me, he would say, I want to fight Terrence Crawford, and I'll knock Terrence Crawford out. And on Saturday, when Boots looks exceptional, like we know he gonna look, as a promoter, when they get that mic and they say, Boots, what's next for you? Are you hoping he say, Terrence Crawford said, if I want to fight him?
I mean, if he did, it would break the internet. Do you know what I mean? So, but
Absolutely break the internet.
He's going to say what he wants to say. The goal for Boots a legacy guy, right?
Absolutely.
He's a guy who's chasing greatness.
Absolutely.
So he wants to be undisputed.
Absolutely.
He wants to beat all the champions. He's wanted the Crawford fight for a long time. Don't forget, when we signed him, the first thing he said to me, I want Crawford, right? Mm-hmm. Now, Crawford is right and smart because at that time, the money's not there.
Stop the presses. Eddie Hearn tells us, yo, first thing he said when he signed the Matchroom, that Boots Ennis wanted the Crawford fight. He's talking about, I want Bud Crawford. Which is, I definitely believe it for sure. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Now, this is my thing. Like I told y'all before, Bud Crawford retired. No reason, in my opinion, for the man Boots Ennis Saturday night, if he wins against Xander Zayas, to call out Bud Crawford because he is retired. I know you Bud buddies, y'all want him to do so, but yo, tell your man to be there, like I said, at the fight. And that's when he could definitely make that call out if he's in attendance at the fight. But other than that, he's not making that call out. And like I told y'all before, Bud Crawford, he sent his well wishes to Boots Ennis on the fight, and he believes Boots Ennis is going to beat Xander Zayas, and he believes Xander Zayas is too young for the fight. So just to add a little context to that shit, that's why I said the focus for Boots Ennis should be, like he been saying, and we're going off of Boots Ennis' words. He wants undisputed. So is Kelly and Fundora. That's the mission. So those should be the two call-outs for Boots Ennis. In my perspective, in a deeper perspective, I believe Boots Ennis should go after Fundora. I will push the issue against Fundora. Yo, Fundora, I'm unified. WBA, WBO. Yo, you got that strap over there, that WBC? I want it. Let's get it cracking. I know you don't care about the titles, but I want to fight. I want that title, and I want to take it from you. I want to become undisputed, and that title, I need that to become undisputed. So let's get it cracking. Put the harness on Sebastian Fundora to duck the fight. If he don't take the fight, you know what I'm saying, when I get to try to talking about it and negotiating the fight, you know what I'm saying, then we going to talk about it as far as the man Sebastian Fundora ducking Boots Ennis. I think Boots Ennis will put the pressure. Yo, Eddie, give me Fundora. Eddie, make it happen. And that's where it should go from there. That's my opinion for us. If Boots Ennis beats Xander Zayas, that's who he should go after immediately after this fight.
Yeah, right. To fight Boots that weighs up with the risk. Bud's not an idiot. He knows how good this guy is. I'm sure he thinks he can win because he's a competitor, right? Now, as this starts to change and this fight becomes one of the biggest fights in boxing, I mean, look, the guy is
I mean, obviously, Josh Kelly is the easy target, but like I said, Josh Kelly has a fight July 25th against this guy at Yarko on the Anthony Joshua Pringa card. He got to get past that test first. He get past that. Yo, let's run it. Let's make it happen. You know what I mean? I want to see it for sure. You know what I mean? I would love to see, you know what I'm saying, Boots get that strap off of Kelly. And that's the easy target because Kelly's with Matchroom. But y'all got to have the reminder too. Got to read the room. Reminder, Josh Kelly turned down the fight before he beat Bakram when Boots Ennis was looking for an opponent for his first fight at 154. on top of that, he had a little bullshit, little signing on a little contract, whatever, talking about he was going to fight Boots Ennis if he beat Bakram and shit. You know what I mean? If the virtual fight didn't happen, but his team came out and was like, yo, well, we got, since we got the belt now, we got options now. You know what I mean? Where, it went from them talking about, Boots to, them talking about Xander on the unification. Then they tried to be on some A-shot shit. Then that shit fell off. And now they defending their title in the UK against this guy at Yarko. Not even in the UK. They're going to be in Saudi Arabia because that fight July 25th is in Saudi Arabia.
Tired right now, so you got to give him his due.
Okay.
But if he was to ever come back, the biggest fight for Bud, the only fight for Bud, is this guy. And as great as he is, like, that's the same thing. I would go into that fight the same way as I told you earlier. Absolutely. I sit down and
I agree, but like I told y'all on the show, I don't think Bud, if he comes back, I don't think it's going to be against Boots Ennis. That's just my personal opinion. It won't be Boots Ennis. It's going to be somebody else. And y'all Bud buddies, y'all going to be mad as hell at him when it happened.
That's the most unbelievable thing about representing this guy. You sit down and you go on, Boots.
If it happened, I think Bud, he going to stay retired. That's me personally.
Fucking show him, and it's like, it's ice cold. Yeah. And now listen, that's a challenge. He's a great fighter, but I wouldn't even be sweating going into that fight because,
But as a promoter, are you saying?
My wife almost divorced me because I couldn't.
Smash that like button, y'all. Smash a little ad right there. Nasty work.
Call out Virgil Ortiz.
I would never tell him.
No, I'm not saying telling him what to say, but in your mind.
Listen,
I'm saying in your mind.
All the people you mentioned, Fundora, Ortiz, Charlo, Spence, whoever. Crawford.
Ortiz is not as that. We heard the man Bruce Ennis, like I said, he said he had spin a block on Ortiz. Hey, I seen Ortiz's little shit where he laughed at, Bruce Ennis having to trim his beard because Xander Zayas, he requested that he trimmed his beard. Bruce Ennis, they politely said no. And then obviously, they requested it to the New York Athletic Commission. They approved it. So now Bruce Ennis has to trim his beard. I seen on Twitter the man Virgil Ortiz, he put, laughing my ass off on Twitter and everything when Bruce Ennis in the interview said that the man Virgil Ortiz tried to do the same thing to him if they was going to have a fight. So at a little contest, that's why he laughing on that shit, you know what I'm saying, as far as that situation in particular. But Virgil, hey, get your situation with Golden Boy together. Don't be popping no shit. You on the sidelines, motherfucker. Get your shit together. Bruce Ennis said he'd spin the block. Hey, I'd love to see you at the fights tomorrow too. But we'll see.
But of course.
Still on the sidelines. Get your shit together though. You on the sidelines over there, you know what I mean? Injured reserve type shit, you know what I mean?
But you're calling out a guy that's retired, but if that's what he did in the ring, the internet would go crazy. So you don't really talk like that.
No.
But if he ever turned around and said, who do you want next? I'll tell you what I want next. You motherfucker, Crawford. I'll beat the shit out of you. Right? The the game would go mad. You know what I'm saying? But that's because that's not really his style. But he's got that in him to do that.
Absolutely. He's from Philadelphia,
exactly. So expect the unexpected. This journey is going to be incredible because he's going to be pound for pound number one for a long, long time. So if Bud was to ever come out, he's a great fighter. But listen, that once that fight starts becoming, Bud loves his money.
Absolutely.
If that fight becomes a massive payday, he'd probably take it.
Absolutely.
And we'll be ready.
But he's fearless. It was like about 4 or 5 years ago? We was in the living room at the studio, and he told Earl Spence, "What's up? What we doing?" FaceTime, like, what the fuck is we doing?
No. His exact words was, Errol Spence said, "See, you little pups gotta learn how to respect the big pups." And he said, "Little pups, I never let somebody that drink liquor beat me." That was his exact words.
Now on Saturday.
Damn. I'm gonna leave that alone. But damn, that was crazy right there. But damn.
Like, how this shit gonna go? Like, how it's gonna go, Boots? Like, how long do he got?
However I wanted to go.
Damn.
This is my show. I'm gonna make him do whatever I want him to do. If I want to beg him, I'm gonna beg him. If I want to box him, I'm gonna box him. I'm gonna do whatever I want.
Now, Eddie.
When it comes to investing, most people think they've got two options. Obsess over the market every day, or hand your money to an algorithm and just hope it figures things out. But there's actually a third option that gives you guidance while keeping you in control. Stash. Stash is a registered financial advisor built right into an app. Stash shows you way more than just your balance. It offers personalized next steps to keep you moving forward.
That somebody ain't fight nobody when anybody get knocked the fuck out in the ring. But for some magically, they always, and I don't know some of these fighters. Gil know, he said, yeah, everybody, why they always go to that when it comes to Boots? He didn't fight nobody. Y'all just said this was the guy. Stanley Onions was the guy.
Yeah, that's just boxing. That's not.
Why is it like that?
Because boxing fans are like that. You know, you always find a reason. Like, and when he knocks out Xander, they'll say, "Oh, he was 23.
He was 22.
Oh, he needs to move up to middleweight." Oh, and when he beats Fundora, they will say, "Yeah, who was Fundora anyway? He got knocked out before." Do you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't, you know. And then when he beats Crawford, oh, he's old.
What CamJ tell y'all about that situation as far as Boots Ennis? What CamJ tell y'all? Didn't I tell y'all recently on CamJ that regardless to whoever Boots Ennis fights, people's going to complain and they're going to make excuses to whoever he fights after he beats them, whatever it is, because the standards is that high on him. That's the reason why. I mean, that just is what it is, and Boots is up for it now. He understands it now, and that's why he's been in interviews saying that he don't care about what y'all say for real.
He's retired. Like, that's just what fight fans do. Yeah,
I like how you threw that in there, though, Eddie.
But he's doing, which, you know, more fighters need to do. Post your shit and get the fuck off.
Right.
What I tell y'all on CamJNetwork, the same thing. Fighters, post your shit, post your work, do your thing, get the hell out of here. Y'all ain't gotta be going back and forth with these dudes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, y'all want to, you know, approach and, you know what I'm saying, and kind of put pressure on the fights on certain little situations or whatever. I see, you know what I'm saying? No, I like the popping shit. Don't get it twisted. I love the fighters popping this shit, you know what I'm saying, on social media at times. But you don't got to do too much with it, you know what I'm saying, for us and shit, you know what I'm saying? We want to make the fights happen. You know what I'm saying? Make your words match your actions. And we know Boots Ennis, he's a guy that's about making his words match his actions right now. You know what I mean?
Why do you need to work like you work and listen to negativity of people
that's not getting in that ring?
Even do your,
they're not getting in that ring.
They couldn't lace your boots, couldn't do the work,
right?
Let alone be as good as you.
Right.
And that's where you got to have the focus. You got to say, you know, he's in a great place. Great place.
Boots, I feel like Xander already told you what the game plan is. He pretty much threw all his cards on the table and said, this is the game plan, by over talking too much.
Yeah.
He said, we know Jerron Boots Ennis can fight in close. We know Boots can fight at middle range. Can Boots fight at distance, though?
Hey, salute to Crush the Legend, man. That's as soon as Gilly said that, that made me think of Crush the Legend, man. Crush the Legend. He been saying this recently the last 2-3 days for us. Xander Zayas, like, his IQ ain't great as he portrays, you know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying, you got Gilly right there in the sense right here on this shit. You know what I'm saying? Just read the room, man. Read the room. Y'all gonna see Saturday night.
Peace.
Not saying Boots like Xander's just gonna just get washed. I think it's gonna be a competitive fight, man. I just got Boots winning the fight. We're going to see how the fashion of the fight is. I'm not giving my final pick right now. My final pick will be on the show at 10:30 a.m. Eastern time, Saturday morning.
You just told your game plan. You just said you're going to go in there and try to keep Boots at a certain range, and he step in, you step back.
So he going to run?
Yeah, basically. It's called boxing, though.
Distance is running. That's running, right?
And two, you basically make him exchange.
Oh,
do you think that's the game plan?
And that's my thing too, bro. All of y'all been having these whole little caring talking points talking about Karen and all of this shit, bro. I'm telling you, Xander, if he believes he's going to have to fight on the outside throughout the whole entire fight, it's not going to end well for him. I'm going to tell you that right now. And I'm not going to tell you the fashion. I don't have, it's a couple of fashions on how that can end, as far as him even doing that. And I'm just telling you, it won't end well in either fashion on him trying to do that. I'm just going to let y'all know that right now.
I don't care what game plan he got. I ain't gonna lie. It don't matter what he do. We ready for everything. We had.
And Boo said it don't matter what he do. We ready for everything. He been saying that the whole entire build up.
All types of work in my camp. Like we had tall guys, we had fast guys, we had 68 pounders, 60 pounders, 75 pounders. I had 147 just for movement. So whatever he do, we're gonna be ready for it, and it don't matter what he do for real. I ain't gonna lie. He can do backflips and try to stay away. It ain't gonna work. Right? It don't matter. Whatever he do, I'm gonna catch him. I'm gonna get him.
Well, there you have it, man. June 27th, this Saturday, live on the Zone pay-per-view.
All right, man, for sure, man. Boo Ennis right there with the man, Eddie Hearn. Of course, $1 million worth of game. That was a fire, Lord. 30-minute interview right there with Boo Ennis and Eddie Hearn right there, man. Definitely enjoyed that, man. And just getting into this fight right here, man, in particular. Let's pull this up. And we want to say once again, happy birthday to the man Boo Ennis. It was his birthday Friday, turning 29, going into this unification fight right here, man, Saturday night. And let's check out these odds right here, which I brought up to you. This was the odds earlier today, was on the show. We're definitely gonna highlight the latest odds on the show, but right now there's minus 460 for Boo Ennis. Then you got Xander Zayas plus 360 right here. Obviously, the draw is plus 1,500. Xander Zayas by decision, plus 490. KO plus 1,100. Boots decision plus 190. Boots knockout plus minus 110. So a lot of the numbers been on Boo Ennis as far as the knockout. If you looked in that far as some of the particular odds far as different stuff for us in particular in this fight, as far as on FanDuel, if you look at it as far as the rounds, they looking at Boots getting the stoppage between 7 and 12. If y'all look at that, and which we've been talking about it on the show, heavy throughout this week. And it's gonna be interesting, man. So like I said, man, Xander Zayas, hell of a fighter, has put on some great performances, leading up to this. I think the best performance I thought I saw some great things out of Xander in that fight, in my personal opinion. You know what I'm saying? I know some people probably feel different, but I saw some good things in that fight in particular. The fight with Jorge Perez Garcia wasn't a great fight, in my opinion, from him. Had a better showing against, but we'll see this Saturday night, man. Boo Ennis, coming off hot against, his first fight at 154 against Lima, which Lima, he been going on, doing the great things. After that, getting the stoppage in his recent fight. And you got Boo Ennis, man, ready. Ripped up, ready, man. They came in today on the scale, 153 even for Boo Ennis, and then you had Xander Zayas at 153.8 right there, man. Both guys look like they was in decent shape. Not even say decent. I say Boo Ennis, and I think Boo Ennis looking in better shape than Xander, but I think they both in great shape, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? And lock and loaded and ready for this fight, man. Definitely excited for this one going down Saturday night on the Zone pay-per-view, man, for sure, man. Y'all definitely got to make sure y'all tap in with this fight Saturday night. We definitely going to be live Saturday morning, 10:30 a.m. Eastern time with the All Ohio roundtable show, man. Definitely, it's gonna be lit. Can't wait to chop it over with my guys and talk this good old boxing in the morning. And we will see y'all. If y'all watching this, make sure y'all hit that like button, man, for sure. If you're new to the channel, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, man. Most definitely. We're on the road to 1K subs. So let's get these 1K subs, you feel me? And then we're going to push the 2K subs after that. You feel me? And we'll see y'all tomorrow at 10:30, man. Salute to y'all, man. Love y'all.
All my life I had to be patient. Like Meek Millie, I was dream chasing. Finger to the law when I see haters. Oh, the feeling when you tell your niggas we made it. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. It's showtime like Kareem Lakers. I make
Greatness is a word people throw around like it means nothing. But to us, it means everything. It's the standard, and it only belongs to those who rise above expectation. You can't buy that shit. Greatness lives somewhere colder, and that destination is far. That road is long, that road is lonely, and the cost is real. If it was easy, shit, everybody be great. So I'm asking you, do you want it? Do you need it? Will you do what others won't so you become what others can't? Will you sacrifice everything to stand with a